Hey everybody, Alex Kozora, SteelersDepot.com, back for another tape breakdown. This is probably less of a tape breakdown and almost more of a underrated highlight reel of Cam Hayward. And there's so many good things you say about Hayward, the all-star, the all-pro that he is. But what I love most about Hayward is the fanatical effort and down-to-down consistency which he plays with. And it's really rare to find for a defensive lineman, for a big guy of his size, but he runs the ball harder than maybe any other defensive lineman I've seen in recent memory, and he sets the tone for the rest of that group. So today's video, just a bunch of basically just highlights and clips over the years of him running down the ball downfield and just showing that fanatical effort from start to finish. This is an older clip, as you can probably tell from the look of the film here, 2012 against Dallas. It is second and 23, tie game at 10. And Heyward's just going to run across the entire length of the field here, basically. He's right here and just chase it down here, take a good angle, and ends up tackling Dwayne Harris so he can't get the first down and picks up only 18. A lot of these plays, obviously, are going to be positive ones for the offense, defense, and negative overall for the Steelers defense. But that's kind of what you have to show whenever we're showing plays of Heyward making tackles routinely 10, 15, 20 yards downfield. So it's just that effort, the angle, the chase for a big guy like him. You just don't see it that often, but he and Tuitt have learned that from guys like Aaron Smith and Brett Kiesa would have carried that, and I think even elevated that level of play. Just rare athleticism, rare chase from these guys, and rare results. Another example, 2015 against the Colts. This one I think is the longest tackle Hayward's had in his career in terms of yardage gained by the offense. This is a 34-yard dump off to Frank Gore, and Hayward just going to chase this thing all the way down, make up for the multiple missed tackles on this play from Ryan Shazier and Jarvis Jones, and make the stop here on Frank Gore. You get a good look from the end zone view of this thing. So there's not a whole lot of technique or really coaching points to talk about here. It's just that tape that you show a young guy that says, this is the effort you have to play with. There's Hayward right there. A lot of linemen are not going to chase that one down, assume that a teammate's going to be able to do the job, and Hayward is the guy responsible, unfortunately, because of the missed tackles, who ends up taking Frank Gore to the ground after a 34-yard pickup. But yeah, just the effort there. Turns on the Jets at the end there, and then finishes the job because of all the other missed tackles. But these are just plays you just don't see, and these are the details and little things that take a good player, make him a great one, into an All-Pro like Cam Hayward is. Another great example, this is 2016 versus the Bengals. They're going to throw a screen to the right to Gio Bernard. Heyward initially rushing on this play. He's going to start behind the whole play, retrace his steps, and then chase Bernard 25 yards downfield to make the tackle. Again, these are positive plays for the offense. These aren't to say these are good plays for the Steelers defense, but they're good plays for Heyward, lining up here over left guard. Going to try the bull rush, notices the screen, hops over teammate, takes it, and the angles are important here too. You got to take an angle to where the guy might be going as opposed to where he is now, especially for a big guy who's not faster, obviously, than a running back like Gio Bernard. But you see Heyward kind of widen that angle there to try to make up some ground. Ends up making the tackle on this play. So again, same kind of clip, same thing we're talking about in each one of these examples, but just that fanatical effort he plays with. You just don't see that from big guys like him. This is probably my favorite example of Hayward effort of all time. Scoreless game here. This is week one against Washington, and it's going to be just a design pass rush here for Hayward. Ends up peeling off as the throw gets hit on the crosser to tight end Jordan Reed here at the bottom, and this saves the first down. This is third and 14. Hayward ends up making the tackle for a 13-yard gain, stopping him short of the first down marker. And there's some help here. Obviously, it's not just Hayward, but I think if Hayward doesn't get there, Reed may be able to use this momentum, fall forward, and make the play. You see Hayward get fired up there. That's just the little things. You really don't teach that. I mean, either you have it or you don't. And Hayward has it. I mean, as soon as that ball gets thrown, he's chasing it, taking a good angle, finishing with authority, making the stop. I mean, look where Hayward's at when Reed catches his ball. I mean, he's right here. He's more than 5 yards behind and gets a tight end on third down. There's no expectation for Hayward to make this play. He does, and it's a good thing he did because it probably saved a first down. One last look, and go to the next example. Sometimes playing with great effort doesn't mean that you make the tackle, but you influence the play so someone else can make the tackle. So this probably isn't the number one example. It's not as good as, say, the last clip I showed with Jordan Reed, but Hayward having the effort to turn back the runner on this screen at TJ Yeldon. This is 2018 versus Jacksonville, and let someone else make the play. So Hayward's going to be here, going to recognize the screen, be able to work over the top here of the left guard, force Yeldon to cut back inside, and then you see a young guy like Javon Hargrave make a really good hustle play. So let's look at that there for a moment too. But I'll show you Hayward again, then we'll look at Hargrave here for a second. But Hayward, the effort to work over the top of the lineman, force the cutback, and then it's Javon Hargrave being a young guy, watching guys like Tuitt, watching guys like Hayward. That's where just the baton gets passed. It got passed from Smith and Kiesel to Hayward to Tuitt, now to someone like Javon Hargrave, and hopefully for some of these young guys like an Isaiah Buggs, for example, he's now got to play with that kind of fanatical effort. So here's Hargrave going to do this little stunt here with Hayward. He has to retrace his steps, going to run after the ball, chase it, and make the play. Hargrave, I would say, and I remember, and I'm rambling here a little bit, but I remember John Mitchell when they drafted Hargrave in the third round out of South Carolina State. Mitchell said like the one thing that Hargrave had to work on was his chase and effort to the football, and you've seen that develop over time in Pittsburgh, parlays itself into a big payday, well deserved in Philadelphia. So you see Hayward's influence here, turning Yeldon back inside, and then another young guy like Hargrave playing with that equal type of effort to make a big play, make a stop on third down, and get the defense off the field. Last one here, and I want to first start with the score of this game. This is week 4 of this past year, 2019, against the Bengals. It's 27-3. There's 3:44 and counting left in this game. The Steelers have won this one. They dominated all game. I mean, this one is over. It's prime time. You could rest up on a short week. Let's just get ready to go home. But Hayward's still going to play with that crazy kind of effort here and finish this out. And that's the mark of a player. Anyone can have effort in the Super Bowl in a big moment of a game, or of course you're expected to run and make a big play for your teammates. It's a lot different whenever this game's over and you could just pack it in and slow down. And the fan and most people wouldn't know or care, but you would see it on film and you would know it yourself if you didn't play with effort. So Hayward reading the screens, got a great IQ to read and diagnose an ID rather screens, and then the hustle to chase after this one, make the tackle. This is 3rd and 18, makes the tackle for a 9-yard gain on Bernard. So we had Bernard in the earlier video, and he gets him again a couple years later. So Hayward just incredible effort, down to down consistency. I said that at the top of the video. I think this is proof positive of that. Just running full speed and finishing it with a physical stop at the end. I do want to show you one more clip. It's my favorite all-time hustle clip. I think Hayward's part of it, but it's also really Stephon Tuitt. But it just kind of shows what those guys have brought, the impact they've had, what they've learned from the generations before them, as I mentioned earlier, guys like Aaron Smith and Brett Kiesel and the like. And it's really cool. So I'll show you guys that one to close out the video. All right, this is the play I wanted to show you guys. This is 2015 versus Arizona. And this is probably less about Hayward, it's more about Tuitt, but see a little bit from Hayward here. But it just, again, the lead by example rule that these guys play with, this ends up being a 44-yard screen for Larry Fitzgerald. Antoine Blank I think ends up making the tackle here. Yeah, he does. But that's not what I care about. What I care about is the hustle of the big men. And I don't know if the end zone view, it's not going to show it. Okay, let me go back to the top view. Watched a little bit of Hayward, but it's honestly not his best effort play in the world. But watch Tua. He's going to come flying on screen here. He's right there, just pumping full speed ahead, taking that angle just in case Fitzgerald gets past the throng of Steelers defenders down there. I love this play. This is honestly one of my favorite plays of Tua. He did this against the Texans, I think a couple years ago too, late in the game when the Steelers were up massive. It was the Mike Hilton 3-sack game. And I love the effort here from Tuitt. You see it from Hayward, as I showed you in all those examples. You see it from Tuitt on this play. I could do a similar cut up reel of Tuitt's effort and hustle as well. Again, this is not more focused on Hayward for this particular play, but you just see how if you're a young guy, if you're Carlos Davis, who was drafted this year in the 7th round, if you're Isaiah Buggs, a second-year guy, and I saw it from Buggs in the preseason in camp and the regular season last year, you better run to the football. You better play with crazy, hair on fire, fanatical effort, because that is the gold standard that guys currently like Hayward and Tuitt have set, and it feeds off the entire defense. Because if they're playing with great effort and they're all stars and they're getting paid big bucks and they're still playing like they're rookies trying to earn their spot on a roster, then yourself as that guy, if you're that rookie, you need to play like that as well. So I just love Tuitt here, arms pumping, dude is flying, all for naught ultimately, but the Cardinals lineman was running with him too, so kudos to him. But really cool play. Love the effort here. Love the details from those guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.